Gabrielle.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
I I do think just in that last sentence, this might have got answered, but I'm going to ask it again anyway, because
Good, good.
so the thing that's really up at the moment is shame, and it's not a little bit of shame. It's
It's a full
it's
on, yeah.
yeah, it's full on. And I kind of have been aware, I have looked at it in the past, but I think this week I was in a very silent space, and I dropped into what the mind might reframe as past life experiences. That's all I can kind of sense how it was being framed in the mind. And I saw a lot of conditioning that had come into this body that had really confused me when I was growing up with my mum. And it was related to kind of mother stuff, but I saw actually it wasn't really that, but it had come in through that. And so the mind really liked that because it made a lot of sense. Um, and since then, it's actually despair. I used to live with a lot of despair,
Yeah.
which has not been present for a long time, but it's despair. It feels evil. I mean, if I was to put I know that's just a label, but it's so intense. And to really feel it, I'm not sure. What am I trying to say? Whether I'm feeling it and re-traumatizing. So I just had a meltdown after work today, but it didn't feel a bad thing. It
Yeah.
just felt that's all I can do in this moment is to just collapse on the floor
Yeah.
and sob. And it hasn't diminished since then, though. It's just as fully present in the body. I don't know if you've got any suggestions.
What's the
Was that
actual?
feeling it, or what? I mean, just that letting it happen, I would have expected it to diminish a bit.
Yes, but also if there is a lot of it that's been suppressed for a long time, and who knows how many bodies have come and gone where this idea has been experienced and experienced and experienced, and it's come into this body mind, and I've experienced it in this body mind as a child and then an adult again and again and again. And as I'm feeling it, it might be. I remember allowing some fear. It took 3 or 4 days in the end. It was just kind of full
Yeah,
on. I went to bed with it, woke up with it, went to bed. But there was a sense of it just needs to happen. And I was questioning, because it was always about safety and security,
yeah,
and a deep sense of despair at one point that I would never be able to get what I need to feel safe. Which at that point I was awakening is going to save me, the me,
yeah,
from
yeah,
feeling this way.
yeah.
So
Um, yeah, maybe because I think maybe what's happened in the past, I felt it, but just a little tip of the iceberg,
mhm.
and then have maybe questioned a bit. The questioning I find isn't that helpful with this intensity because it goes back into mind, wanting to fix it and sort it, and then it seems to
Just take
lock
the
it in.
words off the question and just notice what, and that sounds so strange, notice what your body's feeling. Really get in touch with your body and what it's feeling right now. And everyone can do this, right, if you want to. And just kind of have a question mark about it, just a curiosity rather than, don't even need a specific question sometimes. Just what actually is this? Just what is this? What's happening? Just to kind of check in with your body and how it's feeling. What is it actually feeling? Because one of the things I realized that as a awakening got deeper for me was that I'd never really felt it. I'd always kind of just allowed it or tolerated it and never really sort of welcomed it, because I had this idea that to welcome it I had to like it or something like that. And when I really realized I don't have to like it, but can I actually, if I'm pushing this away at all, even a little bit, it's like me denying it the right to exist. And
Yeah,
this
yeah,
feeling is me. This feeling is me showing up as this feeling, this energy.
yeah, yeah.
So it feels terrible because I'm actually denying my right to exist. I'm actually saying I
Ah,
can't
yes,
exist
yes.
because this
Thank you.
emotion is me. It is me, isn't it? Right now, it's a
Yeah,
part of me.
yeah, yeah. That's really helpful because I think what had come up a couple of days ago was, wow, that is so separate from me.
Yeah.
Or I've divided myself off so much from this, even in previous so-called being with it, I've still said it's other than. So I got that recognition. So yeah, that's helpful. I'm denying a part of existence. I have
I
been.
can show up any which way, right? And
Yeah,
at some point, I have to let the ways catch up with me. I've showed up before, as shame or despair or something,
yeah,
and the slightest bit of separation will prolong it. And even I had this whole things to do as a separate being when I thought I was being the self, capital S. Okay, I'm going to allow this emotion, I'm going to be with it, I'm going to sit with it. All of it was with this kind of subtle way of managing it so I don't have to feel it fully,
yeah.
just to
That's
sit
what I've been
with a
doing.
separation. And it's normal, of course.
Yeah,
Of course, we don't want to feel this, but um, it is here right now. It is what is now. Am I going to honor it now? Here's
yeah,
a fresh opportunity now. As the self doesn't have any good or bad about it, or even wanted or not wanted. It just is. I'm showing up as this despair right now. And if I push it away, even a smidgen, I'm saying it should not be. And that is like a real negation of, it's like anti-life, isn't it? Anti-self. And we feel it in the body. It feels
yes.
terrible,
Yeah,
terrible.
it does feel really terrible. Yeah, no, that's really helpful.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Wonderful. Something shifted there doing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lovely. It's always about how much we're pushing it away.
yeah,
And it's happening now because you're mature and you're awakening. These things are coming up for us because we're able to embrace it more this time than we did last time.
yeah, because the thought process was, for God's sake,
Not you
so
again.
not you again. And how many times do I have to, how much does the seeing have to deepen? And then I was looking in your book thinking, well, am I near the end yet? Will I be near the
If you
end?
notice, the thought stream that happens when an emotion arises is a very subtle or sometimes very overt way of not having to feel it completely, not being intimate with this feeling. If I think about, why is it here again? Why isn't it going yet? What have I done wrong? Then it's a very subtle way for me to kind of not fully engage with it. And
Yeah, because I can feel the distance
yeah,
just as yeah. Okay,
my
that's
mind
lovely.
is so good at finding ways to do
Oh
that. Yeah,
God.
yeah.
And thank you, Helen.
Wonderful. Lovely.